This is a critical transmission for your spirit, a communique meant for your eyes only on this specific day. Do not let the distractions of the world cause you to dismiss this. Your entire being, the very core of your soul, has been yearning for a frequency such as this one, and to ignore it would be to turn away from the key that has been forged in the heavenly realms specifically for the lock on your heart. Pay absolute attention to the resonance of these words, for they carry the vibrational signature of truth meant to recalibrate your reality. Archangel Michael, the great defender and bringer of celestial order, proclaims with a voice that shakes the very foundations of fear and doubt, I order you, in the name of the divine light, to open your heart to this revelation right now. Do not attempt to bypass this moment. Do not relegate it to the category of coincidence or mundane email. This is a targeted delivery of grace, and your name is written upon it in flames of pure spirit. Surprising, paradigm-shifting news is already in motion, coursing through the invisible channels of destiny directly towards your house, your life, your future. It carries an energy so potent it will cause a rearrangement of everything you thought was permanent, everything you believed was lost. Open your spiritual receptors immediately. The winds of fortune, of destiny, of divine favor have shifted. They no longer blow against you, causing you to struggle and strain with every step. A new current has been activated, a mighty zephyr of change that now fills your sails, pushing you effortlessly toward a shore you had only ever dreamed of glimpsing. That thing you whispered to the stars, that deep longing you held in the secret chambers of your heart, the prayer you thought had evaporated into the void, it was not ignored. It was not delayed. It has already been decided, ratified, and sealed in the heavenly places where the blueprint of your soul's journey is kept. The celestial councils have convened, the angels have cast their votes of support, and the decree has gone forth. What you perceived as a postponement was never a denial. It was a divine incubation period. Every single moment of waiting was a necessary ingredient in a sacred recipe, a critical component of a timeline so perfect that its symmetry will leave you in awe when you finally behold the entire tapestry from a higher vantage point. This is not merely a feeling, a fleeting optimism born of desperation. This is a concrete, spiritual reality. You are being divinely guided, led by an unseen hand along a path that has been cleared of obstacles you couldn't even see. You are being ushered toward a reality so much grander, so much more aligned with your true purpose, that your previous imaginings were but a faint shadow of what is to come. Every so-called delay, every closed door, every path that crumbled behind you was not a punishment or a sign of abandonment. It was a meticulous, loving part of a divine timing so precise that it accounts for every heartbeat, every tear, every lesson needed to prepare you to not only receive this new reality, but to steward it, to thrive within it, and to recognize it for the miracle it is. The silence you endured, the agonizing quiet that made you question if anyone was listening, was not an absence. It was a sacred, orchestrated silence, akin to the potent pause between the lightning flash and the thunderclap. That quiet around you was filled with a frenetic, purposeful activity of angels and spirit guides setting colossal things into place behind a veil of what your mortal eyes can perceive. There were conversations in the high courts of heaven about your name. Your identity was spoken with love and intention by beings of light who champion your cause. There were movements of immense spiritual forces, entire legions of light, shifting the very ground beneath your feet, not to destabilize you, but to reposition you on the tectonic plates of destiny so that when this long-awaited news arrives, you will be standing on solid, fertile ground, ready to receive it, to build upon it, to celebrate it. The heavens do not make mistakes. Their timing is impeccable. Their plans are infallible. You are not a forgotten project, a file left in a drawer. You are the subject of intense and loving celestial focus. This message comes to you crackling with urgency, not to induce panic, but to signal a profound truth. The alignment has begun. The cosmic gears have finally clicked into their predetermined positions. The gates of blessing, which seemed rusted shut, have been blown open by the winds of change, and the messengers carrying the physical manifestations of these heavenly decrees are already near, their footsteps echoing in the realm of spirit, drawing closer with every passing moment. There is something magnificent on its way to you, a package of destiny that your spirit has been subtly sensing, like a distant melody carried on the wind. You may have tried to rationalize these feelings, to explain them away as mere wishful thinking, as the stubborn persistence of hope against all odds. But it is so much more than that. It is a premonition, a spiritual download, a soul-level awareness of the shift that is occurring in your favor. You were right to believe even when the evidence contradicted you. You were right to keep praying when the situation looked utterly hopeless, for your faith was the energy that kept the channel open. You were right to keep your heart tender and open even after it had been bruised and disappointed, for that very openness is now the doorway through which this new love and blessing will enter. A closed heart cannot receive a miracle. Your courage in remaining vulnerable has been noted and is now being rewarded in ways that will redefine your understanding of love. What is coming now is not a repeat of past cycles. It is not a fleeting moment of relief before the next storm. This time it is fundamentally energetically different. This time the promise comes not as a fragile seed, but as a mighty full-grown tree, complete with deep roots of protection, strong branches of strength, and the unmistakable, nurturing touch of the divine hand that will shelter you for all your days. A name is being inscribed into the book of your life with ink of gold. A name that signifies a soul connection, a partnership, a love that is both healing and empowering. A connection that you thought was severed, burned to ashes, is being miraculously restored. The cords that bound you were not cut, they were only stretched, and now a divine force is drawing them back together, pulling with a gentle, irresistible gravity. Someone who walked away, someone who misunderstood your heart, someone who chose the cold comfort of silence over the messy beauty of communication is now, at this very moment, seeing you with new eyes. The veil of pride, of fear, of past hurt that clouded their vision and hardened their heart has been lifted by a grace that is not of this world. Something ancient and true is awakening inside their spirit, a memory of a bond that was never meant to be broken. They are feeling drawn back to you, not out of guilt or loneliness or external pressure, but by the undeniable pull of a love that never truly died. It was only dormant, waiting for this divine appointment, this moment of heavenly intervention. They're waking up in their spirit, and what they see now, with shocking clarity, is your true worth, your profound loyalty, the incredible strength of your heart, that somehow managed to stay soft and open even when it was shattering into 1,000 pieces. Your constancy has become a beacon in their fog. You have been seen in your most private moments of pain. You have been heard in your most silent screams. The tears you cried alone into your pillow were each collected in a sacred vial, and they are now being transformed into rain that will water the harvest of your joy. The long, sleepless nights you spent wrestling with questions were not a waste of time. They were the wrestling match that strengthened your spirit for the blessing to come. The loneliness that felt like a prison was actually the cocoon in which your new self was being prepared for flight. None of it was wasted. Not a single moment of sorrow, not one instance of doubt. A massive, abundant harvest is now sprouting from every single season of lack you ever endured. The barren fields of your past are now exploding with life. There is total and complete restoration coming to every area where you experienced loss, not a partial mending, but a restoration that adds interest, that fills the measure to overflowing. There is dazzling clarity coming to the situations that once baffled you, where confusion reigned supreme. The muddied waters are becoming clear, and you will see the purpose in every single step of the journey. And a profound, unshakable peace is entering the very rooms of your life, where chaos once held its loud and destructive parties. This peace is not merely a human calmness or a temporary respite. It is a divine confirmation. It is the palpable, energetic signature of God settling into your home, your heart, and your future, announcing that the battle is over and your season of triumph has officially begun. Heed this, for it is truth. Align with it, for it is your destiny. Receive it, for it is your divine right. The command has been given, the path is clear, and your victory is assured. This divine confirmation is not a singular event, but the beginning of a new frequency, a resonant tone that will now underpin the very fabric of your existence. The peace that enters is an active, living energy, a sentient force that will stand guard over your mind, your home, and your relationships. It will operate as a filter, allowing only that which aligns with your highest good to penetrate your sphere. The chaos that once sat like an unwelcome, permanent guest has been evicted, not by your frantic efforts, but by a decree from a higher authority, and its tenancy has been permanently revoked. The furniture of anxiety is being removed, and in its place, the architecture of serenity is being installed. This is the foundation upon which your new reality will be built, a foundation so stable that no storm, no tremor of doubt, no hurricane of circumstance will ever be able to shake it again. You are being granted not just a reprieve, but a fortress of solitude and strength, an inner sanctum from which you will operate with a newfound authority and grace. The alignment that has begun is a cosmic event of monumental proportions, affecting not only your spiritual and emotional realms, but also beginning to manifest in the tangible, physical world around you. You will start to notice synchronicities with such frequency and clarity that they can no longer be dismissed as chance. Phone calls will come at the exact moment you need them. Resources will appear from seemingly nowhere, and opportunities will present themselves on a platter of divine timing. This is the universe conspiring in your favor, a phenomenon you have heard of but are now about to experience in its full, breathtaking force. The messengers who are near are not only angelic beings, they will also take human form. They will be the stranger who offers a word of encouragement that speaks directly to your situation, the old friend who reconnects with a crucial piece of information, the unexpected email that contains the key you have been searching for. Be open to all of them. Recognize them for who they are, agents of heaven, dispatched to assist in the delivery of your destiny. Your role is to cooperate with this divine orchestration, to say yes to the opportunities that feel right in your spirit, to take the steps that are illuminated for you, even if they seem small or insignificant. Each step is a critical part of the dance. This period of manifestation requires a partnership between your faith and your action. The heavenly forces have done the heavy lifting in the unseen realms, but you must now move in accordance with the new rhythm. It is like a dance where the music has changed. You must adjust your steps to the new, more joyful melody. This means releasing the old postures of defense and disappointment. It means unclenching your fists, both literally and metaphorically, to receive the abundance that is being poured out. It means forgiving those who hurt you not for their sake, but for your own liberation, so that you are not tethered to the past when the future arrives at your doorstep. The love that is drawing someone back to you is a love that has been refined by fire. It is not the same immature, fragile connection it might have been before. It has been tested in the crucible of absence and has emerged stronger, purer, and more conscious. They are not returning the same person you were, and you are not receiving the same person they were. You are both coming together as upgraded, more whole versions of yourselves, capable of a love that is deeper and more resilient because it has been seasoned with the wisdom of loss and the miracle of restoration. This reconnection is about more than mere relationship. It's a symbol of the reconciliation happening within your own soul. The parts of you that felt abandoned are being embraced. The aspects you thought were unlovable are being adored. The dreams you shelved are being taken down, dusted off, and presented back to you with a divine stamp of approval. The harvest from your seasons of lack is not a metaphor. It is a literal influx of compensation for every tear, every prayer, every act of faith you managed to muster when it was hardest. Financial seeds you sowed in faith during your own drought are now springing up in a sudden and overwhelming harvest. Emotional investments you made in others when you had very little to give are now returning to you with immense interest. Creative ideas that you thought had died are now being resurrected with a new divine spark that will make them unstoppable. You are moving from a season of sowing in tears to a season of reaping with shouts of joy. The clarity that is coming will feel like a series of lights being switched on in a house that was once dark. You will look back on confusing situations and suddenly understand the purpose behind every detour, every closed door, every painful lesson. The puzzles of your past will suddenly snap into a clear, beautiful picture, and you will gasp at the perfection of the design that was hidden from you. This clarity will also grant you unprecedented discernment. You will see people and situations for what they truly are, instantly recognizing truth from falsehood, alignment from discord. This will protect you from future missteps and guide you effortlessly toward those who are for you and away from those who are not. The name being written in your book is not just the name of a person. It is the name of your destiny, your purpose, your God-given identity. It is the name you were always meant to carry, the title of the victorious beloved and empowered being you are becoming. This is the hour of your divine reversal. Everything the enemy meant for your harm is being turned around and used for your ultimate advantage. The pain is becoming your platform for ministry. The rejection is becoming your badge of uniqueness. The waiting has become your story of faithfulness. You are stepping into a realm of favor where you are not just accepted, but celebrated. Not just tolerated, but cherished. Not just provided for, but lavished upon. The heavens have opened an account in your name, and it is drawing on the infinite resources of grace, mercy, and abundance. The spirit of lack and scarcity is broken off of your life permanently. Your mindset is shifting from one of survival to one of dominion, not over others, but over the circumstances of your own life, in partnership with the divine. You are learning to reign in life, to exercise the authority that has been yours all along, to command the storms to be still and to walk on the water of your doubts toward the outstretched hand of your Savior. The urgency in this message is because the window for this great shift is now. The spiritual atmosphere is ripe, the currents are flowing in your direction, and your faith is the vessel that will carry you into this new day. Do not hesitate. Do not second-guess the promptings you feel. If you feel led to reach out, reach out. If you feel led to start that project, start it. If you feel led to forgive, forgive immediately. Your obedience in the natural realm is the key that turns the engine of the supernatural promises over your life. You are not a passive observer in this drama. You are the lead actor, co-creating with the divine director. The script has been flipped, and your character is now entering their triumphant third act. The struggles of the first two acts have made you strong, wise, and compassionate, and now you are ready to receive the reward and live out the purpose of your journey. So stand up straight. Square your shoulders. Lift your head. Look the future in the eye without flinching. The shame of the past is gone, replaced by a royal robe of righteousness. The fear of the future is dissolved, replaced by a fierce and knowing faith. You are a living testament to the faithfulness of God, a walking miracle, a beacon of hope for others who are still in their night season. Your story is about to become someone else's testimony. And so as this new frequency solidifies into the very air you breathe, know that this is not a temporary state of grace, but your new permanent address. You have graduated from the school of suffering, not with a diploma of bitterness, but with a doctorate in resilience, empathy, and unshakable faith. The lessons learned in the darkness are now the wisdom that will guide your steps in the brilliant light of this new day. You are not simply moving past your history. You are integrating it, honoring it as the sacred curriculum that forged the magnificent being you have become. Every scar is now a badge of honor, a testament to a battle you did not just survive, but ultimately won through the strength of your spirit and the unwavering support of the divine. The person you were before the trials and the person you became in the midst of them are now merging into the person you were always destined to be, whole, complete, and radiating a quiet, powerful authority that comes only from having been refined by fire. This profound shift ushers in an era of effortless manifestation, where the alignment between your spirit's desire and the universe's provision is so seamless it feels like magic. Ideas will flow to you with crystalline clarity, and the resources to execute them will materialize with an almost synchronicitous ease. The creative spark within you, once dampened by doubt and exhaustion, is now blazing like a forge, and you will find yourself capable of crafting beauty, innovation, and solutions with a skill that feels both innate and divinely inspired. This is the universe working through you, not as a passive vessel, but as a willing and enthusiastic co-creator. Your words will carry new weight, your actions will have greater impact, and your very presence will become a calming, uplifting force in any room you enter. You are stepping into your role as a pillar of light, not by striving, but simply by being the authentic, healed, and empowered self you have fought so hard to become. The restoration of relationships extends far beyond a single individual. The healing that has begun will ripple outwards, touching your family, mending old fractures with friends, and bringing a new depth of understanding to all your connections. You will find yourself able to love from a place of overflow, not lack, to give without the fear of depletion because you are now tapped into an infinite source. The love that is returning to you, particularly from that one significant soul, will be a daily testament to the power of divine timing. Their presence will no longer be a source of anxiety, but a foundation of peace. Conversations will flow with an ease you never thought possible, built on a bedrock of hard-won wisdom and a mutual commitment to the new, healthier dynamic you are building together. This is not a return to the past. It is the creation of a future infinitely more beautiful, because it is built upon the ashes of what was consciously designed with intention, respect, and a love that has been tempered into unbreakable steel. Your physical world will begin to mirror this internal renaissance. Your home will transform from a mere shelter into a true sanctuary, a place that actively nourishes your soul. You will be drawn to make changes, to let in more light, to surround yourself with objects that speak of beauty and peace, to create a space that is a direct reflection of the harmony you feel within. Financial currents will shift decisively. The blockages that once constricted the flow of abundance are dissolved, and you will see opportunities for increase and stability appear from unexpected quarters. This is not merely a reward. It is the material universe aligning with your spiritual worth, providing you with the tools and security needed to fully focus on your purpose without the nagging fears of lack. This purpose itself will now crystallize with stunning clarity. That nagging feeling that you were meant for something more, which you perhaps suppressed during your season of survival, will now roar to the forefront of your life. It may be a calling to serve, to create, to lead, or to heal others who are now walking the path you have just completed. You will find immense joy and fulfillment in using your story, not as a weapon of regret, but as a map of hope for others. Your greatest pains will become your most powerful ministry. You will speak with an authority that cannot be learned, only earned, and your words will carry the weight of genuine experience, offering not just platitudes, but a proven pathway through the darkness and into the dawn. The peace that has settled upon you is your greatest guardian. It will now function as an internal compass, a highly attuned guidance system that instantly alerts you to anything that is out of alignment with your highest good. You will find yourself naturally withdrawing from dramas that once entangled you, from relationships that drained you, and from situations that vibrated with chaos. This is not isolation. It is discernment in action, a sovereign choosing of your environment and your energy. This deep, abiding peace will also give you profound resilience against future challenges. While life will always have its ebbs and flows, you will now face them from the unassailable fortress of your spirit. Difficulties will be met not with panic, but with a calm knowing that you have already overcome far greater, and that the same divine force that carried you through then is woven into the fabric of your being now. The celestial alignment that began this glorious upheaval is now a permanent feature of your existence. You are in sync with the rhythm of the universe, a rhythm of grace, abundance, and purposeful action. The messengers and angels remain ever present, not as emergency responders, but as constant companions and collaborators in your ongoing journey. Your communion with the divine will be effortless, a continuous, silent conversation of the heart that requires no formal words, only a willing and open spirit. You will move through your days with a sense of being guided, protected, and cherished, not as a distant hope, but as a tangible reality. And so, we arrive at the culmination, not as an end, but as the most beautiful beginning. The long night has finally broken, not into a tentative sunrise, but into the brilliant, unwavering light of high noon. The seeds of hope you stubbornly planted into the frozen ground of your winter have not just sprouted, they have exploded into a vast, breathtaking orchard, heavy with fruit enough to feed not only you, but all who cross your path. The harvest is not a moment, but a perpetual season. The restoration is not a one-time event, but the defining characteristic of your life from this day forward. You are whole. You are free. You are arrived. The divine promise has been fulfilled in you, and your life now stands as eternal evidence that no night is too long, no winter too cold, and no heart too broken for the miraculous, redemptive, all-powerful force of love to heal, restore, and elevate beyond your wildest dreams. The story of your suffering is closed. The volume is shelved. Before you lies a blank, beautiful page, and the pen is in your hand, guided by the divine, to write a story of glory, joy, and peace that will echo through eternity. Go and live it.